we don't know all the facts, but it does sound like there's potentially some corruption within the police force there. And as well as on top of that,
That was gonna be my next question. I think you just answered it though. Like, do you think there's an active potential bounty on your head today?
Um, I know for a fact that these guys are always behind my back. They always are tracking my movement, and it's just a matter of time. They put me down, which is it's fine. Anton didn't deserve what happened to him. Anton never wanted to leave his family like the way they did, but it happened. So if it happens to me, so be it. But I won't stop doing what I'm supposed to do.
That's incredibly brave, man. I mean, I can't imagine being in that position. I get to sit here in a nice chair in Hoboken. I don't gotta worry about any of this stuff. But it's, I'm struck sometimes by the incredible bravery of some of the special people who come through this studio and give me their time, sometimes from halfway across the world, and let our listeners and watchers in on the realities that exist out there and that, we take for granted in our very privileged lives here. But, you guys are at the forefront of fighting a battle that many of us around the world, even those who aren't educated that's even going on, not only can appreciate but are rooting for you, because we don't want to see these bad guys take away these species and take away part of the story of this earth. And so to see that passion that rings through, and you sitting here in your uniform saying, if they're coming after me, so be it, 2 years later after they get your best friend and try to get some of his family too, it's incredibly courageous, man. So thank you for what you do.
yeah, Orlat's another Anton. I mean, these guys shouldn't have to face this kind of threat, especially off duty. And I think, this, what he's just said, really enhances the need for us to find justice for Anton and capture his killers. Like Orlat's saying, it really, we don't know all the facts, but it does sound like there's potentially some corruption within the police force there. And as well as on top of that, they're just under-resourced. So even if there are people trying to do good things, there's a lot of murders in that area. I mean, it's not only wildlife crime related, but there's a lot of stuff happening there because of these different syndicates. And so there's just not enough police to go and dive into all these murder cases. And we've done what we can to keep putting pressure. I think last we heard the case has been moved from the local police to the Hawks, which is kind of like the FBI there. And I think the investigation has been ongoing, but we still haven't arrested any of these killers, and they're still at large. And I mean, like Orlat's saying, when you're out there and you're thinking about someone like Anton getting taken out, Orlat's someone that has the passion and drive and dedication to follow through no matter what the odds. But a lot of Rangers are probably out there pretty scared right now and wondering what's going on. And that's it's exactly what the syndicates want. And so we need to do everything we can to bring justice to Anton and other people like him that have gone through these situations. And I mean, we have a petition out there that we have over 100,000 signatures, but we need real investigative work and people to follow through and catch these guys and prosecute them.
It's pretty amazing you have 100,000 signatures, though. That's no small feat. That's hard to do.
Yeah, it's still out there, so if you want to go sign it.
I'm trying to put a visual on this, though, as far as, like, see the enemy, what they are exactly. And we've been dancing around some of the places this comes from today, and I want to get to more of that. But you mentioned this particular situation starts with a couple Rangers who had gone bad, left, and were bitter, but it's because they went to the other side. What is the other side? And as an example, you seen the documentary The Ivory Game? Brilliant documentary. I think it was that one. Hope I'm not mixing it up with another one, but they took down a syndicate that was essentially a mafia family, right? Like we got the Gambinos, the Genovese here, like they had whatever they were called, and it was all these guys who were doing it. Are there some candidates of some mafia poaching families that these guys were associated with? And since these are poaching families, I don't care about bringing attention to them. Like, who are the candidates?
Yeah. I don't have all the names at hand, but there definitely are bosses. So there's big poaching syndicates, families. There's one that was just killed, last year? Nisi, is that his name? He's a really big poaching syndicate boss. And it's just like, I mean, if you go back to the mafia stories in New York, I mean, these guys are taking each other out, the different families.
Yeah.
There's wars within them. And so same thing happened. This guy was, I think, driving to the airport or something, and they pulled up next to him or stopped him and just went up to the car with AKs and shot him up.
Sonny Corleone shit.
Yeah, exactly. Same kind of stuff. So it's just that, but then just, overlay that on this South African context with wildlife included. So, I mean, they're doing everything from money heists, like, you're taking a Brinks truck essentially with a bunch of money in it, and they'll just, it's like Heat or something, but way more ragtag and just like jumping out with AKs. And I mean, the police force there too really isn't equipped to fight back on something like that. And it's kind of insane. Like the local communities have kind of taken up arms for themselves. So there's something called like the Farm Watch. And
let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, little neighborhood watch action.
If something goes down, I think, what was the last year when we were in Jackson Wild, we were talking about basically a cash in transit heist that was going on, and way faster than the police, it got through this WhatsApp channel, the Farm Watch guys, and they came out and literally had a gun battle in the middle of the street to take these guys out. And I think they ended up pretty much winning, right? They arrested some of these guys.
Wow.
They've arrested, it was 13.
13 guys?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a big group. I mean, it's not just like one or two people stopping it. It's like multiple cars, guys getting out with guns. And some of these Farm Watch guys got together and basically took them out and arrested them all. So it's pretty Wild West out there.
I'll
And
say.
there's drugs, there's murders, there's a lot of stuff going on it's really just super tough for people living in these communities, because there's so many amazing humans there just trying to live life, and you've got these huge syndicates battling it out to make money, mostly out of greed, and bringing in people that otherwise would just be trying to make a living, but they might be a little bit stressed for money, and then you get pulled into the system.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.